Greetings, dear film enthusiasts. Welcome one and all to another installment of Tim and Tom's Film Night. I'm Thomas, and beside me sits my perpetual cinematic foe, Timothy. How are you this fine evening, Tim?
Well, dearest Thomas, I must admit that I am a bit perplexed by our chosen film for tonight's discussion. Captain America, Brave New World has been hailed as a triumph of superhero cinema. Yet, in my humble opinion, it falls short of its potential.
Oh, Timothy, you always find something to nitpick about. I thought the film was a breath of fresh air for the tired superhero genre. The storytelling was compelling. The action was thrilling. And the performances were top-notch, especially by Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, Captain America.
Tom, we shall see about that once we delve deeper into the plot. But first, let me ask you something. Without spoiling anything, can you please tell me what Brave New World refers to in the title?
Well, Timothy, my dearest cinematic foe, the title, Brave New World, is a reference to the famous 1920s dystopian novel by Aldous Huxley. In the film, the world has gone through a devastating global catastrophe known as the Snap Rift, which caused massive upheaval and chaos. The remaining heroes, including Sam Wilson, Captain America, played by Anthony Mackie, must band together to rebuild society and protect the vulnerable from various threats, both old and new. One of these new threats is a group called the Watchdogs, led by an mysterious figure known as the Major, played by Danny Ramirez. Their ideology revolves around creating a brave new world, where only those deemed worthy by their standards, should survive, leaving behind all those they deem as defects. It's up to Sam Wilson, Captain America, and his team to stop them before they, achieve their twisted utopia.
I see, Tom. So the world has been turned upside down by this Snap Rift event, and, what exactly are these watchdogs trying to accomplish? A brave new world filled with only the strongest and most worthy of humanity. Sounds rather eugenicist, wouldn't you say?
Well, Timothy, my dear, you could argue that their ideology has some disturbing similarities to eugenics, but I think it's important to understand the desperate times these characters are facing. The world as we knew it is gone, and people will cling on to anything that promises stability and order, even if it means sacrificing those deemed unworthy. However, what sets this story apart from other dystopian tropes is the strong focus on rebuilding, healing, and finding hope in the face of adversity. Sam Wilson, Captain America, serves as a symbol of resilience and determination to create a better world for everyone, not just the chosen few.
I must admit, Tom, that sounds rather promising. However, I'm still concerned about the lack of depth in the villain's motivations. The Major seems like just another generic antagonist with a twisted vision for a perfect world, without delving into his own personal journey or struggles that led him down this dark path.
Well, Tim, dear, I think the film does touch upon the complexities of the Major's character, albeit briefly. We learn about his troubled past and, the loss he suffered during the, Snap Rift event, which has twisted his view on society. It's not a detailed exploration of his backstory, but it's enough to give him some nuance and humanity, even if we don't agree with his actions. As for the villainous watchdogs themselves, they serve more as a symbol of the darker side of human nature than individualized antagonists. Their ideology is rooted in fear and hatred, which has been exploited by charismatic leaders like the Major to justify their violent actions. So, Timothy, dear, what do you think about the portrayal of Sam Wilson, Captain America, in this new cinematic iteration?
Well, Tom, I must admit that Anthony Mackie does a splendid job of portraying Sam Wilson, Captain America. He brings a much-needed sense of empathy and understanding to the role, which was sorely lacking in the previous films. His struggle with the weight of his newfound responsibility as a leader is appreciable, but he never loses sight of his core values of justice and compassion. However, I can't help but feel that the movie sometimes sacrifices character development for action sequences and CG spectacle. While the fight scenes are visually impressive, they tend to overshadow the more nuanced moments between the characters. As for the behind-the-scenes tidbits, I recently had the chance to attend a press conference with some of the cast and crew members. During my interview with the director, Julia Anna, she revealed that one of her biggest challenges was balancing the film's action-packed nature with its emotional core. We knew we had to deliver a thrilling superhero experience for the fans, she said, but at the same time, we wanted to explore the characters' personal journeys and their struggles with power and responsibility. To achieve this delicate balance, Anna worked closely with the actors, ensuring that each character's motivations were clear and relatable. She also emphasized the importance of grounding the film in reality as much as possible, using practical effects whenever possible instead of relying too heavily on CG. This approach paid off, giving the film a more visceral and authentic feel that resonates with both diehard fans and casual viewers alike. So, Thomas dear, what do you think about this new take on Sam Wilson, Captain America's journey? Do you agree with my assessment of the balance between action and character development in the film?
Oh, Timothy dearest, I must say your assessment of the film is quite interesting. While I agree that there's a fine line between action and character development that films like Captain America, Brave New World often struggle with, I believe Julia Ona has done an admirable job in balancing both aspects. The action sequences are indeed thrilling and spectacular, but they never come at the expense of the story or its characters' arcs. In fact, I would even argue that the film's emotional core is strengthened by the larger-than-life conflicts Sam Wilson, Captain America, faces throughout the movie. As for the new iteration of Sam Wilson, Captain America, played by Anthony Mackie, he brings a much-needed, fresh perspective to the role. His portrayal of the character's burden and responsibility, is both relatable and inspiring. I particularly appreciated how the film explores the complexities of being a leader in times of chaos, and how even someone like Sam Wilson, Captain America, who has always been an underdog himself, struggles with his newfound power and influence. But let's not forget about the supporting cast, Timothy dearest. Shira Haas as Sharon Carter is a revelation. Her character's journey from a troubled ex-agent to a key ally of Sam Wilson, Captain America's, is one of the film's most compelling subplots. And Exosha Roquemore as Diana Prince, while not having a massive role in this particular installment, adds an effervescent charm and humor that lightens up some of the film's darker moments. In conclusion, while Captain America, Brave New World may not be perfect, it's a thrilling and emotional ride that delivers on its promises as a superhero blockbuster, while also delving into deeper themes such as power, responsibility, and the enduring strength of humanity's capacity for good. So, Timothy dearest, what do you think about my take on this latest installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Do you still stand by your initial assessment, or have any aspects of the film managed to sway your opinion even slightly?
Well, Tom, I must admit that your enthusiasm for the film is infectious, even if I still stand by my initial assessment. While there are some commendable performances and moments of emotional depth scattered throughout Captain America, Brave New World, I fear that these moments of brilliance are sadly overshadowed by the film's over-reliance on action sequences and CG spectacle. As for the supporting cast you mentioned, while Shira does bring a welcome dose of nuance to her portrayal of Sharon Carter, I found Exosha Roquemore's Diana Prince to be underutilized and often felt like a mere cameo rather than a fully realized character. As for the titular hero himself, Anthony Mackie does an admirable job of capturing Sam Wilson, Captain America's struggle with his newfound responsibilities. However, I cannot help but feel that his portrayal lacked some of the iconic charm and charisma that previous iterations of the character have embodied. While he brings a much-needed sense of empathy and understanding to the role, there are moments where Sam Wilson, Captain America, feels more like a reluctant leader rather than the steadfast symbol of hope and defiance that fans have come to expect from the character. To conclude, while there are glimpses of brilliance scattered throughout Captain America, Brave New World, I fear that its ambitions for emotional depth and character development were ultimately overshadowed by its penchant for action sequences and CG spectacle. The film does, however, boast a talented cast led by Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson, Captain America, who brings his own unique spin on the beloved character. Unfortunately, these moments of brilliance are all too fleeting in a sea of forgettable action set pieces and cliche plot points. So, Tom dearest, I implore you, what do you think about my critique of the film? Do you still stand by your earlier praise for Captain America, Brave New World, or have some of my concerns managed to sway your opinion even slightly?
Well, Brave New World. It's hard to deny its cultural impact. The film has sparked a much-needed conversation about the role of superheroes in today's society and their potential influence on real-world issues such as social justice and inequality. Its portrayal of Sam Wilson, Captain America, a black man fighting against oppression and prejudice, resonates deeply with audiences worldwide, especially after the global outcry for racial equality following the tragic events of 2020. The film also tackles themes of trauma, grief, and redemption, which resonate universally, making it accessible to a wide range of viewers. Despite its flaws, Captain America, Brave New World is commendable for its attempts to address contemporary issues through the lens of superhero storytelling. The film's action sequences and CG spectacles aside, it does offer moments of poignancy and emotional depth that remind us of the genre's potential to inspire change and provoke meaningful discussions. So, Timothy dearest, do you think Captain America, Brave New World has made any significant cultural contributions despite its shortcomings in your eyes? Do you believe that films like these have a responsibility to address real-world issues, or should they solely focus on providing escapism for audiences?
Well, Tom dearest, I must admit that despite our differences in opinion regarding Captain America, Brave New World, there are some valid points you've made. The film does attempt to address real-world issues through its superhero storytelling, which is commendable. And while it may have fallen short for me personally, I can understand the appeal it has for many fans, especially those who crave action and spectacle. As for the responsibility of films like these, I believe they do have a platform that can be used to raise awareness about important issues. However, I also think that storytelling should always come first, and if tackling real-world problems organically enhances the narrative, then more power to the filmmakers. In conclusion, while Captain America, Brave New World might not have been my cup of tea, it's hard to deny its cultural impact and the discussions it has sparked. I appreciate your passionate defense of the film, Tom, and even though we may not see eye to eye on this one, we can agree that disagreeing civilly is a sign of a healthy democracy, or at least a healthy YouTube channel. So, dear viewers, do you agree with us? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends and enemies alike.